This is Bethany College, West Virginia. This is Dave Wottle, the Bethany track coach. In the year 1970, Wottle finished second in the NCAA championship mile race, finishing behind Marty LaQuarrie, one of America's outstanding milers.
I was a sophomore in college, and I ran a 3:59 mile at the national meet. And I said, well, geez, I'm only 2 years away from the Olympic Games. You know, maybe I have a chance at fulfilling a big goal in my life, you know, and getting to the Olympic Games. It was a very hard time for me because I would get an injury, and I kept my positive thinking going, and then all of a sudden another injury would come and it would lay me back, and then another one. I had 3 back-to-back injuries, and the third one just about broke me, you know, and it got to the point where my father will never admit it, but I can remember him saying that, you know, that I should probably give it up and hang up my spikes and just stop running.
Munich, 1972, the opening day ceremonies of the Olympic Games. Marching with the United States team, 22-year-old Dave Wottle. Wottle won the 800-meter United States Olympic trials. Just before the United States team was to leave for Munich, Dave Wottle again had trouble with his leg.
I came down with tendonitis in my left knee, and it lasted for 3 weeks. Really downhearted, and I really believe now, looking back, that I would have probably turned around and gone home if my wife hadn't been there. I was just married like 2 weeks before I had left on the Olympic trip.
In his semifinal heat, Dave Wottle, wearing a baseball cap, is in danger of not making it to the finals. The runners who place first and second in each of the 3 semifinals, as well as the 2 fastest non-placers, qualify. Coming off the final turn, Wottle is in 4th. Dave Wottle wins, but his time is by far the slowest of the 3 semifinal winners. The next day, the 800-meter final. The favorite in the race, Yevgeny Arjunov of the Soviet Union, who is unbeaten in 3 years. Dave Wottle is in lane 3.
Well, I felt a little unsure, mainly because of my injury. I still went into the races a little unsure of my own capabilities. The names didn't scare me at all because I've always just felt, hey, you're as good as anybody. Don't let them psych you out that Arjunov's undefeated in 3 years, heavy favored, you know. And I would just discount that from my mind. All I ever really cared about was how I felt in the race.
The 2 Kenyans in the green shorts, Mike Boit second from the right, and Robert Ouku 5th from the right, are out fastest of all. Boit and Ouku have both won their qualifying and semifinal heats. Arjunov of the Soviet Union, closest to the camera in the red shirt, trips and falls back to 6th. Dave Wottle trails in 8th place.
Oh, I felt so lousy. I went out so slow, and I had all these butterflies. I was so nervous, you know. I couldn't believe it. I hadn't been that nervous since like the state high school meet, you know, when I almost wanted just to walk off the track before it started. And I just couldn't get the butterflies out. And I was just thinking, oh, how disgraceful. You know, I mean, you're going to go home and all your friends are going to look at you and you're going to have placed dead last on worldwide television, and you're just going to be a disgrace. And all I wanted to do was get back up to the pack and make it look respectable.
And here he is right now preparing for the race in which he is the favorite. Like the man who won the 100 meters, he is from the Ukraine. In lane 2, we're going to have Dieter Fromm of East Germany, another very strong runner. In lane 3, Dave Wottle with the golf cap from the United States. Next to him in lane 4, Robert Uko of Kenya. All of these men could win the gold medal. Then we have Andy Carter of Great Britain. He also a very strong runner. Franz Josef Kepler, the veteran from West Germany on home ground. And Mike Boit, the surprise from Kenya. And on the outside, we have Kupchik, the Pole. 2 laps around. They run in lanes for the first 100 meters, and then they'll break. Boit is looking strong again at the moment already. On the inside, we have Arjanov. Arjanov in the lead as they break, but Boyd on the outside is going for the lead right now. Uko, the other Kenyan, on the inside, and Wottle is way back exactly where he was in the semifinals.
We don't know right now whether he's just trying to stay out of trouble. It'll be a few more 100 yards before we know if Dave is seriously injured or really just lagging back to stay out of trouble. He's not too bad because it was quite a fast pace through that first 200 meters. And as we said, here go the Kenyans charging for the lead, coming up to the bell lap. Boyd and Uku.
Okay, and right with him is Andy Carter of Great Britain, Dieter Fromm of East Germany. Those are the four right now. They're on the bell lap. The split is 52.3.
If Dave could just pull up here and get on the outside of Arzanov, he would have him boxed in perfectly. Let's hope Dave makes a move down this back stretch.
The Kenyans running like a mirror reflection of each other in first and second. Fromm
There he
right
goes.
there with him.
There's Arzanov from the Soviet Union going up to the lead now.
There goes Arjanov, the favorite, taking the lead. Dave Wottle is making his bid. He's not in too bad position right now.
I think Dave's in great position on this. At this point, he's in perfect position on the outside. Good striking distance for this last 100, 200 meters.
Stand by for the kick of Dave Wottle. If he's got it, he could make it. But he's got to catch Arjanov and the Kenyans. And here he comes. This is the bid for a gold medal of Dave Wottle. He's got one Kenyan.
I think he's going to get it.
Make it. I think he did it. Dave Wottle won the gold medal. The man who came out of nowhere in the U.S. Olympic trials. The man who then got married, and some people said he should have gotten married. It was going to ruin him. He came up with 2 bad knees. He couldn't train for weeks. And he has come in and won the gold medal, the first tremendously exciting moment in track for the United States in these Olympic Games. And Dave looked the calmest of all. It's unofficial, but I think he had it.
An amazing race. He, in that last 25 meters, pulled it out and took it from Arzanov, who would have been the first non-English speaking man to win the 800 meters.
Well, what can you say about this fellow? He started wearing that golf cap because he had real long hair that used to come down in his eyes, and then he kept it as a superstition. He never changed his expression, Dave.
I think Dave is stunned. I don't think he realizes what he's just done.
That may very well be. From Canton, Ohio, he lives 2 blocks from the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Recently married, recent graduate of Bowling Green State. Let's take a look at the slow motion just to make sure he did it. Now let's enjoy again a beautiful sight in slow motion, the closing kick of Dave Wottle.
Here Dave starts to reap the rewards for his great tactical race. The Kenyans, who tried to push the pace in the beginning of the race, are starting to pay for it in this home stretch, as Dave, who laid off the pace in the first 200 meters, is just coming alive now. And right here, it doesn't look like he would be able to catch Arzanov.
Look how much he still has to make up, Marty.
And to get around the 2 Kenyans, he really used a lot of extra energy in that last straightaway, but this last 25 meters was just championship form.
Dave Wottle, who has found Olympic gold medal form within the last year from heaven knows where. A year ago, he simply didn't have this, did he?
Dave wasn't even ranked in the world last year. He's just a meteorite right into the spotlight.
And here's how they finished. Dave Wottle of the United States, the winner. Arjanov falling to a silver medal in second place, and Mike Boyd of Kenya getting third in a surprise. We'll be back in another minute at the games of the 20th Olympiad in Munich.
Back again in Munich, Germany, the games of the 20th Olympiad. Dave Wottle winning our first gold medal today, and on behalf of all the skinny guys in America, I'd like to congratulate him.
From the stands, it is not apparent who has won.
I raised my arms because I felt that I had won the race. And mainly because when you cross a finish line, you can sense the other person there. And I sensed no one there, so I thought that I had won the race. And it looked like, I think, probably on TV, that I was dazed, that I didn't know what I had done. I think I knew what I had done, but I didn't know if I had won. And I just stood there waiting, and no one talked to me, and I didn't talk to anybody. You know, it just seemed like eternity, and then it finally flashed up, you know, and it was a tremendous amount of relief.
Dave Wottle, United States first. Yevgeny Arjanov, Soviet Union second. Mike Boyd, Kenya third.
I started my kick with about 180 meters out from the finish, my all-out kick. And when I hit the top of the home stretch, I was simply going after a bronze medal. I wasn't even going after the gold or silver. Then once I had passed Uku, I was going after, the silver medal. You quickly reevaluate your goals, so you might as well go after a silver now. And then I really wasn't going after the gold, really driving for the gold or realizing that I could get it until about 3 meters to the finish line, because it was just so close with Arjanov and myself and he's really started to falter right near the end. He started what happened, he started his kick way too soon. I think he sensed that I came up on his shoulders, and he tried to re-accelerate, and that's when he fell.
Dave Wottle has given Yevgeny Arjanov of the Soviet Union his first loss in a final in 3 years. Both Wottle and Arjanov are officially given the exact same finishing time.
And I was just proud of the accomplishment. I couldn't believe, it was the highest award you could possibly win in track and field. And, here I am, a little hick from Canton, Ohio, and a 420 miler in high school, and I was able to win the gold medal. It was just a very pleasing moment for me.
The victory platform ceremony takes place. Dave Wottle is flanked by Arjanov and Boyd as the national anthem is played. In his excitement, Dave Wottle has forgotten to remove his hat.
I'd run so many workouts in the hat, and I ran the race. I really didn't know it was on. It really hurt me, the fact that, that I left my hat on, because I didn't mean any disrespect. It's such an emotional time. You're exhausted, you just ran a race, you're feeling really good, and then all of a sudden a bombshell hits you. And that's when it really hit me, hey, geez, I don't believe I did that,
Soon after the platform ceremony, Dave Wottle is greeted by his mother.
The thing I can remember here, her son had won a gold medal. And the first thing she told me, she reminded me why I didn't take my hat off. And she says, oh, that's so terrible that you didn't take your hat off on the victory stand. She doesn't congratulate me for winning. Why didn't you take off your hat?
Dave Wottle of the United States, the 1972 winner of the Olympic 800-meter gold medal.
That night, 8 Palestinians in tracksuits and ski masks broke into the quarters of the Israeli athletes, carrying AK-47s in their gym bags.
Don't stop to speak or look around. Your gloves and fan are on the ground. We're getting out of town. We're going on the run. And you're the one I want to come. Not to touch the earth, not to see the sun, nothing left to do but run, 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 let's run. Let's run. House upon the hill, moon is lying still, shadows of the trees, witnessing the wild breeze. Come on, baby, run with me. Let's run, run with me, run with me, run with me. Run with me. Let's run. Some outlaws live by the side of the lake. The minister's daughters, he love of the snake, who lives in a well by the side of the road. Wake up, girl, we're almost home, yeah. Sun, sun, sun. Burn, burn, burn. Moon, moon, moon. I will get you
I'm the Lizard King.
There were 11 hostages.
I can do
2 were killed in their rooms. 9 were killed at the airport tonight. They're all gone.